DK's turn to ban.
And we're back for game number 2 of this best of 3. Invictus Gaming taking on DK in a red letter day here of Phase 3 of the G-1 Champions League Asia Qualifiers. Highly anticipated match, but if we're to be completely honest, a pretty one-sided affair in game number 1. DK picking a very push-oriented lineup, a lineup that had to hit its stride early on, and they just never really found that rhythm. Invictus Gaming executing quite well in all phases of the game, helped out a little bit by some early luck, and that was explained to us by my co-commentator. Very proud to have him back for game number 2. Welcome back in, Puppy.
Hello.
Puppy and I having a conversation about the greater things in life while we were waiting on the game to be remade. Apparently there was a problem, so we gotta get back. Let's get that energy up, Puppy. Got to get back into casting mode now.
Oh yeah, gotta visualize the Chuan face right now. Come on, I'm ready.
Exactly. So
ready for this game.
Looking at game 1, Puppy. I mean, we talked about it during the draft, and of course. We saw it play itself out. DK's lineup just never really, again, able to find that rhythm. They started to lose map control early, and you pointed out a couple of things that really hurt them. The fact that they were unable to gank out the Brewmaster. OD didn't really quite have the one-on-one mid lane he needed in that situation. But coming off of a loss like that, from the perspective of a professional player, if you're in DK's shoes and you're drafting this draft, what kind of mindset do you come into game 2 with?
I don't really know what's in the mind of Burning, but if he would want to go for another safe idea, he will probably go for 4 heroes and him carry, and pretty much this thing that does not exist anymore and does not really work. I mean, exists, the 4 protect 1 strategy. And I think he knows that won't work out against IG. IG is a strong team. They will not pick just one carry. They will always try to fight you in every type of position, 2 against 5. 3 against 5, 3 against 3, you know, that's how the game should be played.
Right.
And I think DK might want to go for another strategy. But this time, they are not first pick, I think. Or no, they are first pick this time.
Right.
So this might be a different type of combination. They might not get the Lone Druid this time. They might have some other hero. They might get the Batrider. So a game can change what IG gives them. A game can totally change it. But if DK has another strategy up for themselves, if they want to use the strategy, they will probably do it. If they had 2 strats to use, they're going to do it right now.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in their back pocket. Again, this is only DK's second appearance so far. They're just going to ban the Brewmaster, saying, nope, we're not dealing with the Brew once again.
Well, I mean, they had a strategy against them with the OD. It did not work. They can't use it again. So maybe they want to first pick Lone Druid this time and go for another way. I'm not really sure, but for now, it seems Batrider's in the pool. And if IG won't take it out, I guess it's going to be picked by DK.
Yep, Druid and Batrider both very much available. And looking forward, I really want to see something out of DK. And I talked about this with the viewers some before we went live, and before I even knew wow, they're actually going to ban Coddle. That's going to, and that, you know, you can understand that. Batrider picked up by DK. Now that's going to open the door for IG to pick up a Lone Druid +1 here. Pretty much any hero they want to pair with at high value supports like a Magnus, and they're never mind. They just say, you know what, we don't need a Lone Druid. We'll just take Magnus and Lifestealer instead.
Yeah, Magnus is totally a really good pickup, because I think they knew that the Batrider giveaway is fine if they get the Magnus. Magnus is just a destroyer hero. He really is. He's the first pick for IG. I think they would take it over Batrider, but of course Batrider is Batrider. You can never underestimate this hero. This hero changes the whole game.
Right.
So let's see how this picks go. I'm not really sure what DK want to do with the Batrider.
Well, if they want to get the Lone Druid, that's obviously an option open to them. But a Batrider tends to want to fight a little bit earlier than a Lone Druid usually does. But that's one thing that they could look to do. If they decided to tack on a Lone Druid pick here, you can get the Batrider, maybe a couple of more heroes that are going to be able to apply pressure early on. Shadow Demon, not bad in that regard. And then maybe just rely on a team composition that'll free up some space for the Lone Druid to have a much better game than he did in Game 1, where he just could never really find his farm, his items were a little late coming out, and maybe pressure's the answer to that equation.
Well, for now, I can see that the Shadow Demon is a perfect pickup. Magnetar is not that strong if you can disrupt the hero out of the RP, or the ganking style against the Magnus is also very strong. Plus the disruption against lifesteal, whatever he open wounds is, you just disrupt, and the ultimate against lifestealer works. Everything's gone really well for them. And what I can see from DK now is, yes, they are going for the split push. They're not putting themselves into a position where they will have 4 heroes protecting one, even though it will probably look like it. It still really isn't.
Right.
Because the way you think like Zenith plays, they have 1 carry, plus they have a Tinker too.
5 seconds.
And you don't call them protecting one with 4 heroes. You don't really call them, because the Tinker is doing something completely different. Of course, he will end up being in the fight, but he is doing something different. And when he gets these hexes and Yule Scepters and all these really good items that are going to stop this Magnus lifesteal from doing what they want to do, it's going to be a hero that is maybe even more important than a carry.
Yeah, completely agree. And when you see a Tinker, I love the Tinker pickup just because of, one, the split push and the ability that we are going to see a Lone Druid come out. Was thinking IG might do that. Now, seeing IG pick the Lone Druid up as well as the Lifestealer, what that immediately brings to mind, especially given what DK's already showing, is Shadow Demon, a fairly defensive hero, but one that, if he is caught out, is just going to melt. He doesn't have any inherent escape mechanism other than being able to disrupt himself and maybe buy himself a little bit of time. But what do you think about an offensive tri-lane potential coming out of Invictus Gaming?
I think IG can do that, but I have a feeling that DK will stomp their tri-lane. It will be an outlaning phase, I think, in this game, because Tinker and Shadow Demon are crazy tri-laners. They really are. If they would get some +1 more hero for the tri-lane, Tinker, Shadow Demon, and +1 hero can go against the tri-lane, and they can disrupt the farm of a Lone Druid or Lifestealer easily. But if the Tinker will ever go top, or no, they're Sentinel, they're on the Radiant side. So if the Lifestealer will go bottom and the Tinker tri-lane is also there, they will have a problem. But this game is still missing 4 heroes.
Right.
What I saw from Orange, they put Ohio. No, Ohio did not play the Tinker. Maybe he did. They used Tinker as a hard lane. They just put him hard lane against the Bone Fletcher of God. They just put it there. They don't care. They just knew that they need the Tinker in the game.
Right.
And this might happen in this game too. The Lone Druid might go to the top, to the easy lane, and the Tinker might also go there against the Lone Druid, just to be there. Get some levels, maybe get some boots of travels. It does not matter, just to get something out of it.
We can see IG's banned out the Chen, and with the Chen and Keeper of the Light picks both banned out. Luna was actually a hero I was going to suggest as well. Damn it, Invictus Gaming. I had a chance to look smart just before you banned her. But the Luna, I think, would have fit in quite well with what DK's putting together, as you had mentioned. The split push potential, the ability for them to probably come into a laning phase at least moderately confident. I mean, Bad Rider, one of the more excellent one-on-one laners in the entire game. The versatility that a Tinker pick gives you. And if they were looking to split push, a Luna can certainly fit into that. She can fight pretty well early on because of Lunar Blessing and Eclipse. And the Glaives, of course, give her tons of split push potential with a minimum of items. On the side of DK, taking out the Shadow Shaman and the Rubik, looks like they just are worried about what I would call high-pressure supports that want to get out at level 2, level 3, can use all of their skill set to cause a problem, and they're going to go ahead and take out the Silencer as well.
Nice ban. What I'm really trying to say is, right now, the new thought that I have is, if it wouldn't be for the Magnus, I think Lycan and Weaver would have been a really great pickup to wait at LGD International 1 IG in one game in the final of G League.
Yep.
They went for Lycan, Weaver, and Beastmaster. It would work out very well in this game also, because they have Lifesteal, Lone Druid, the same heroes that don't really do much against the Lycan and Weaver, Beastmaster, because they just march in and they kill you. Doesn't matter if you're Lifestealer or Lone Druid, does not really matter. But Magnus stops everything, you know?
Right.
He literally stops everything that you want to do like that. So yeah, that question's out of question.
Magnus very much an anchor sort of a hero. Both sides have heroes that I think fall under that category. Magnus with RP potential, to say nothing of Shockwave, his ability to empower both, anyone on his team to make them better, obviously. Then you have Tinker on the side of DK. Like the 4th pick, Leshrac, that's going to give them tons of kill potential with Shadow Demon leading with Disruption. Follow it up with a good Split Earth, and you can Demonic Purge once he hits level 6 to prevent any single target from being able to get out of range. The single target burst on Tinker is certainly not something to be underestimated either. Now, I'm really intrigued by what IG is going to pick up fourth here, and I think this is going to give us an idea of exactly what direction they're going to be going with their laning phase. I mean, they could safe lane the Druid again. They could long lane him. I mean, hell, they can. Well, no, you don't want to mid him against Bad Rider. Not going to be good news. But for the most part, they still have a lot of options open to them, and the complexion of their laning phase, I think, going to be dictated a lot. Okay, they're going to go with Alina. Alina can go in either direction, but that is a hero that can apply some pressure with the Lifestealer if they are thinking an offensive tri lane just to free up the solo safe lane for the Druid. The ability to hit a Light Strike array after an open wounds doesn't take a whole lot of skill.
Alina's a great pickup because his stun is much more better than Light Strikes because it's bigger and you can use it much more. I think the cooldown is much lower than Light Strikes. I know it is, but that already makes it like twice as good or 3 times as good or twice as good. It doesn't really matter. And they need another strong support. If they won't get another strong support, I have a feeling that they might be losing the early game phase, which they don't really want to do.
Well, you had mentioned that a Tinker offlane was an option. It could be a bad offlane as well. If they want to send Tinker mid, they could interchange those heroes. But with the Gyrocopter pickup, one would think, I mean, it's kind of hard to call how they want to lane this out. I mean, what is your inclination seeing the full 5 now out of DK?
I think they must tri-lane with the Gyrocopter. I have a feeling that if anything happens in this game,
10 seconds remaining.
the Gyrocopter will be ganked if he's solo. I think the Lina he won't care about the tri-lane anymore. He will just go to the Gyrocopter and start messing around with him. And they will basically win the lanes just because of that move. But the Shadow Demon, Light Strike, and Gyrocopter lane is it's very evil, actually. I don't see them winning this lane. So let's see how they go with it.
Waiting on that last pick out of Invictus Gaming, perhaps looking to give us a surprise. Gyro's late game potential certainly going to be there. They're going to grab a Bane, and yeah, that was kind of, what I'm thinking. I think we're going to see an offensive tri-lane. If there's one good thing they have going for them, it's the fact that one of the things that makes Gyro so damn strong early on is the fact that Rocket Barrage just has an utterly absurd amount. Actually, for some reason, the names are on. So I'll tell you what, you go ahead and analyze what you think you see while I fix one of my options real quick, puppy.
Oh, you get a puppy pause anyway, so you're fine.
Oh, perfect. There we go, and that's what I need to change. And now we're fixed. Okay. Anyway, we are back underway, so sorry about that. Had to look all unprofessional messing with my Dota menus. It's just been a weird day for Dota. My audio in the game in Game 1 did not seem to want to come through, and for whatever reason, the names were showing up that time around. I'm going to guess that was probably my fault because I actually had the icons in Game 1. That's how I like to play. But there's a good debate for you. What sort of mini-map system do you use, Puppy? Do you use the hero, like, little icons, or do you just use the X's and the O's?
I still have Alt, I just click Alt just because I played Warcraft, StarCraft, and I just do it. I don't know why. I've tried myself stopping it, just clicking Alt, but then I like it because every time I click Alt, I see the icons of the heroes. It is I played like this before that I had the whole hero, written on it. Yeah. The whole Lifestealer, Devourer dude, You freaking have that on your whole minimap.
Right.
You don't even know why. But the point about it is that you see the hero instantly. You see it like it's a whole big flash on your minimap. Like there's a hero here, and that is super strong actually. If you don't because if you would have that in Warcraft, let's say, or StarCraft, that you just see a freaking banshee coming to your ass and killing your little workers and stuff. If you will see that on your minimap, you will instantly realize that there's a banshee coming. It's hard. It takes time to understand that.
I completely I'm on your side, man. I used to, early on in my casting career, of all the things I've caught flack for, and there have been plenty, believe me, but of all the things I caught flack for early on when I was first getting into casting Dota, I always used the actual face icons, which if you're watching now, well, obviously if you hear my voice, you're watching. I'm holding Alt so you can see them. That's how I play. When I play Dota, I play with the face icons always on. I don't really see a reason not to. But I got bitched at. So that meant I had to stop. So now I play with the icons on, and I use the X's and the O's when I broadcast. And occasionally, me being the consummate professional that I am, I nonetheless managed to forget to do stuff like change them over. So didn't change them over in Game 1. Hopefully the viewership will forgive me. But that's the puppy factor, man. I've got you on, so everyone just lets me go because I managed to get you on the microphone to talk about Dota.
Good, good, good.
So I'll tell you what, while we got a minute, brother, how about you go ahead and plug yourself? People, obviously, if you don't know who Puppy is, you damn well should. The captain, the drafter, the main man, the big man on campus from Na'Vi. Where can they find you on Twitter? Where can they find your stream, and so on and so forth?
I think they can find my stream on Twitch TV Puppy/Puppy. I guess it is Puppy. And my Twitter account is Clementinator. Yeah.
Much love it.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Not as good as Roshan, though.
I could see you. You're looking at Roshan as you over your camera over there. But while we got,
you know, he has so many things stuck in his feet and stuff. It's sad, actually.
Poor guy. All he wanted was an Aegis. That's all he wanted, and he stole it from the shopkeeper, and shopkeeper cursed him.
Do you know the history of Roshan and stuff?
As I understand it, I'm pretty sure that's the history. Is he originally, like, this guy right here, the secret shop on the dire side, this guy got him selected. He was selling the Aegis and no one could afford it, so Roshan swiped it, and he cursed Roshan to be killed over and over and have his Aegis stolen away. That's why Roshan hangs out in the little pit next to the dire side secret shop.
Poor guy. Yeah. He's actually strong, you know. He's really strong. He could be a nice hero.
Tell you what,
like
as a guy who's played a lot of Chen, did you ever get to control Roshan when that bug went into the game? I want to say it was back in the winter. Do you remember that? It was in for about 12 hours. Yes.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
That actually happened to me in matchmaking. I was matchmaking with some friends, and I set up shop as an off-lane Darkseer, and all of a sudden Roshan comes rushing out of the Radiant side jungle, bashes me once, and two-shots me. Jackass. But anyway, looks like we are going to be back underway. How about we take a run through our lineups while we have the chance? Burning, the legend himself, going to be handling our gyrocopter. Tinker going to be handled by Super this time. Going to have QQQ on our Shadow Demon. Bad Rider going to be taken mid by XB. And MMY going to be playing on our Leshrac, I should say, on the other side of the river for IG. Faith handling our Bane. We're going to have Zoe playing on our Lone Druid. Lifestealer will be played by YYF this time around. Ferrari 430 taking the magnanimous Magnosaurus in mid. And Lena with this sexy Lena skin that I lust after every day of my life. That's going to be Chuan handling our beautiful buxom redhead.
Too much Lena love, man. Come on.
Dude, tell me that is not the most awesome skin in the world. Her head's on fire. Play like your hair's on fire, right?
Yeah, he's pretty good. How much did he cost anyway?
Like 35 bucks. It's like 35 bucks.
They do?
Yeah, that one does. That one does. That one's because I mean it changes her animation. It sets her on fire. She looks totally different. Yeah, that one's like 35 bucks. No joke.
The battle
yeah.
begins.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Not a fan of the cosmetics, then, huh? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I am. I'm not a fan that I'm going to have to pay $33 to have that.
35, bro. Get it right. But
okay, 35.
Anyway.
I wouldn't care if it would be 12. 12 is too much even.
I buy me some cosmetics, not going to lie. I grind a lot of them out with the battle points, but I do spend some money. I'm happy to be the... what's the study? 2% of all free-to-play users actually support the other 98% with microtransactions, something like that. I'm happy to be a part of the 2%. So, anyway, how about we take a look at the way our lanes are shaping up? YYF going to be having his top lane all to himself. IG already putting some pressure on Super. Bane just showing his ugly mug in mid already. It looks like he and Chuan are going to double back up to top. Down on bottom, we've got Zoe actually showing up in the off lane, so they are prioritizing, at least temporarily, the Lifestealer over top of the Lone Druid.
So, I mean, Lifestealer is going to be strong once again, like last game. But this time, there's much more to deal with. Because this time, he won't have free time of killing everybody. Because there's going to be a Tinker, there's going to be a Shadow Demon, there's going to be a Bat Rider. Mm-hmm. Those heroes, I mean, Shadow Demon was last time there, but Bat Rider is a very good counter against snakes. And even though I was thinking that this might not be... easy lane makes and stuff. Maybe they would try to give farm to this Lone Druid and stuff. Didn't really happen, but I guess Zhao really likes his Lone Druid. He really does on the hard lane.
Yeah, if he's well played and he can stay alive and somehow find some experience in some farm. And so long as your game plan revolves around the idea that the hero that you're sacrificing the Druid start for, getting a good start and being of high value, a Druid will find his farm eventually. There's no question about it. Speaking of finding farm, haven't seen this in a while. A flat-out 100% unabashed jungling Bad Rider. And the reason you usually don't see it is because Bat's just so good in lane. But in this situation, we talked about him potentially being in the off lane, but makes a ton of sense. If he was going to be in an off lane against a tri lane, why not just go into the jungle and stay safe?
No, that's what happens if there's a strong tri lane against you. You can't do anything because the Bane Elemental, Lina, Nakes. Come on, you're not going to live there.
Right.
You're definitely not. And people tend to go very, very passive with their heroes. Which is actually, this was a weird situation. There was 2 Skeleton Kings in his little camp there that might have screwed with him, the bad dragon. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that some people tend to get very passive easy lanes. That means Batrider can get something out of it. He can pull the camp and do some stuff, but not IG's case, not in China case overall, not overall. Yeah, it's Chinese Dota. You're never passive. Try not to be passive, never in China.
Oh, IG showing us that in action as we have 2 smoked up. They made their way through the Radiant side secret shop, and they're going to double all the way around. They've basically just took one gigantic circle. There is a sentry down in the river here, so the radius should be spotting them. Yep, with no vision up to the high ground, obviously not going to be seen. Now, they got to be careful.
He's probably seen if the Tinker comes.
Yep.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. IG's smart. They didn't actually want to kill the Tinker. They wanted to kill the Batrider who's going to transition on top because YYF, is pushing so hard. And he's waiting for this Batrider. And that's the way he would have went.
See, and that's brilliant insight, Puppy. That's why I love having you on to the broadcast. I want to thank you again for being here. I know the viewers are enjoying it, but it's the first time you and I have had a chance to work together, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it as well.
No problemo, man.
Hopefully, sometime we'll be able to do this more in the future. But as is, 4 minutes in, not a kill on the board. The very crafty attempt at a first blood, trying to anticipate the movement of the Bad Rider, goes to no avail. But looking at the early item builds, we can see a lot of gold being banked up by YYF. He has the potential go for a Midas here if he really wants to. He's up to 1,400 gold, so we'll probably know relatively soon. He may just one-shot by his Trez as well. And let's see, what's he going to get? Just going to one-shot by FaZe, actually. So we will probably be seeing the FaZe Drums S&Y build once again.
Yeah, it's a good build because he really needs to get into the fight and start fighting with the movement speed. Because if there is ever a situation where the Naix is too slow enough to get like 3 hits out, it's already pointless to have a Naix in the game. And you're giving all the farm to him. Why the hell do you waste it on items that are not going to let him do anything?
Completely agree. We could see smoke in the inventory of both. Oh, nope. Actually, Faith just popped his. I was going to say smoke in the Faith and the items that are in the inventory of Faith and G-1, and they are going to look to make something happen here. Magnus is not
and the Shadow Demon is moving in a weird position. He's waiting for the Lina Bane, searching for them actually. He might find Faith somehow if he starts going up.
Faith actually, yep, just showed his face, so no follow-up there. I was going to say I'm a little surprised they came when they did. Magnus was just a few hundred experience points away from an RP. If they maybe wait a little bit longer, he can roll the dice, waste an RP, and try to get Tinker off the board. As it stands, though, we see the rotation has taken place. Or no, actually, never mind, the Shadow Demon, not the Bad Rider. Bat still setting innocent creatures on fire in the jungle. Somebody let Smokey the Bear know. He will not be pleased.
Shadow Demon is nicely countering this push, though. It's very good what he's doing. And the third smoke, I guess, from IG?
Yep, it's the third one. They started out with 3 in their inventory. It's the third that they've spent. That was the last one remaining in Chuan's inventory. They're going to make their way around. They've got a sentry of their own down this time. So vision totally within their control. And they may just set up shop here and try to wait for the Shadow Demon to come back forward now to keep this tower up. And let's see if QQQ is going to take the bait. There's Bane. Oh, they're spotted. Can he get him? No! The night vision. A little too dark outside for him to finish the animation of Nightmare. So very fortuitous turn of events for QQQ.
QQQ is very farmed, actually. He has Boots of Speed, Flask, and he has all the items more. He has more items than Chuan and Fate together.
Yep.
So that's why he got away from that, because he was baiting it. He knew that they were there, but he could not have done it without boost, I think.
Now YYF gonna go cut the creeps once again, so they're just gonna sack this tower, and let's see if it's gonna be worth it. Taking a look at the gyro, he's got boots. Probably on his way to Tranquils, as he has the Ring of Protection in his inventory as well. We'll see if that's going to be the choice, but for now, finding his farm quite well. The early CS, we could see Lifestealers on top. Gyro not too terribly far behind. They're sitting at 40. Tinker and Magnus going blow for blow in mid, literally and figuratively. 33 to 32 last hits and trading a lot of paint. But still, 7 minutes in, man, and it is all quiet. 0 to 0.
Yep. And for once, I see DK playing the game like IG. They are not rushing themselves. They're just getting their levels up, and they're gonna depend themselves on fighting.
Right.
Who is the best team? They're gonna prove in the mid game. They're just gonna do it. They're gonna prove who was better at this position, and that's what teams should actually be doing against teams like IG. Because IG likes to do that.
Yep.
They like to fight against you. They like to have the big team fight and stuff. And that's exactly what works against them too. You just gotta be, motivated enough to win them.
Taking a look at Lesh. Well, if there's any one big problem that already stands out for IG is, and this was anticipated, it's how bad of a start the Lone Druid's had. I mean, he hasn't died, so he's got that going for him. He's just level 3, though, not even level 4 yet, and we're 8 minutes
the
in.
skank.
And
Stun.
let's see. And here we go. They're going to actually blow call down, and so might end up being... Yep, that's it. TP reaction is going to show up, and now YYF wants the return kill, engaging on the MMY. He will find it. Here comes Magnus as well. Good split earth, though. Stops Ferrari in his tracks.
2 solo farmers are actually teleporting bottom for a Leshrac kill that was pretty much not even needed.
Yep.
But as you can see, there's no farm to take top anymore, so Nakes might as well go bottom.
Dire's middle tower.
Magnus going to make his way back over to mid. He's got his arc boots up, a DD in hand as well. He's about a halfway to his blink dagger, give or take. So early blink dagger on a Magnus in this situation, I think, is really going to be favorable for IG. And IG.
Are you seeing what I color under the map?
Yep.
Or not? You see it?
I see your icon.
This thing?
What?
Or icon? This thing? This ping?
No.
This is called a ping.
Yeah, no, you're not pinging. Not on my map anyway.
So you can't see it.
No.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, do you see these creeps, these wildkins that are on top?
Sure do.
Yes. If you don't cut the trees there, then you can't pull them to the left side or the top side or whatever side. You can't pull them to your creeps. Mm-hmm. And what I'm thinking right now is Faith and Chuan are pretty lost. They don't even know what to do because they were trying to do this pull, which they can't even do.
Right.
And they just, they're lost. They don't know what to do. And this seems to be very problematic for them, I think, if their supports don't know what they're doing. So they just went to push middle after that. YYS coming.
And we've got our Bad Rider there. Bad's 8, so he certainly had a decent early start. Here we go. YYF going to engage on the Shadow Demon. Super going to try to get away. Stunned down by Lina. Oh, good disruption, though, from QQQ. Keeps him up. Now the Lasso's going to grab one. Can they get a boat? They'll get the Tinker. They will get the Shadow Demon as well. Chuan likely to be traded. The Infest cleans things up. They do manage to clean up the Lina in the meantime.
Wow.
Pursuit now from Burning. They're going to catch MMY. MMY going to be brought down. Can they clean YYF as a return kill?
We'll probably die.
Too fast. It's the shoes, man. He's got the phase boots. He's got the movement speed, able to make it away, make it 4-3 as IG comes out at least a little bit ahead there. The tower's still standing, but all things considered, would have thought that would have gone heavily the way of DK.
It would have actually a lot, but the boost trial on Tinker solidifies that they will now probably lose this tower. This was the one chance to kill this mid tower, and I think they failed on it. The Lone Druid had to die there. The Leshrac, I don't know how he missed the stun or didn't see it, but I think the Lone Druid should have died there also. It should have been a 3-for-3.
And here we go.
But Tinker wants to farm instead. So, whatever happens.
Tower down below half health here in mid now. DK warding it off as best they can. Tinker there with March of the Machines. Burning's gone back to farming. It looks like he is going to be going, and I didn't talk a whole lot about the build that I thought Burning was going to go. The question was going to be just how much emphasis he placed on this mid game. Were they going to stabilize, or were they going to look to have some punching power? With the pickup of the Claymore, looks like he's going to want a Shadow Blade, and he's going to want to. And there's Super RP cleaned up. IG
Still farming up the Ancients.
IG adding a very high value kill to their total now. But yeah, with the Shadow Blade on the way for Burning, this just basically.
Bottom lane kill. Lucas.
Zoe gonna be lassoed out. Call down is there to follow it up. And that'll do that. That'll help Burning get there a little quicker. He's actually only about 300 gold away from Shadowblade. In the meantime, we've got G-1 and No Man's Land in between the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 bottom. They're looking like they want to go for it. QQQ caught out. Shockwave follows that up, and looks like they should at least be able to get the Tier 1 now.
I don't think they want to. I think they have a good position right here. They must get more kills out of this. But Sean made a really good play. Literally, that was the play that kind of makes you think like, wow, this guy's a good player. He was in no man's land and he made everything count in no man's land.
He made it. It was one. He was there and he was comfortable there. Is kind of what stood out. Like he's just wandering around. It's like, oh, there's a Shadow Demon. How about we just kill him, Magnus? Even though you're on the other side of the Tier 1. But very nice play. 4-6. DK and IG having a slugfest early on. How about we take a look at our gold graph as we approach 13 minutes now? 750 in favor of DK. The experience is in their favor as well, so they're certainly looking good at this stage of the game. But as you had talked about, the proof's in the pudding, man. It's given the way they're building and the way that they're arcing their way into the mid-game phase. It's all going to come down to their execution in team fights, which, to be honest, in Game 1 and in their series against Zenith was a little suspect. Their communication seemed to be a little rough around the edges.
Well, in this game, I think I will put my game only on the Magnetar. If these RPs hit, I don't think DK has a way out of this. They don't really have anything to negate if the RP hits Shadow Demon and Batrider or just Batrider and, I don't know, Gyrocopter, because they will melt them down. Let's see another fight.
Oh, they're actually going to go ahead and grab Faith. Here comes the call now, but here come the TP reactions. RP might be available if he wants to spend it as it stands. Buyback from Bane. There's a disruption. Now they're going to go. Whoa, wow. Ferrari canceled that just at the nick of time. Now he's going to spend it. And the skewer back. He's got 3. Can they clean him up? They're also low. YYF looking for a kill. Gets 1. Can he make it 2? Burning has a Shadow Blade. No mana to use it. He's cleaned up. Now IG on the warpath. Bane bought back, the reactions were there, the RP came within milliseconds of being completely wasted, and Ferrari, with some pretty fast fingers, able to cancel it, able to spend it where it mattered the most. Tier 1 gonna be their prize, and we'll see how deep they want to push or if they're just gonna back after this.
I'm not really sure what the Tinker did in this fight, but when I saw that he got ultimate by Bane and just died. See, I think this game would have been a little bit differently if I would see 2 marches in this warfield. Because if I would have seen 2 marches in this warfield and Nates and Magnetar would be there running around, I think the Nates would just he would melt, he would die.
Yep.
He couldn't run around and just did the marches. He had a KHP I think there, and he would probably die in that situation. The problem is that I saw the Tinker teleporting in too late, so he got Bane ultimated. And I think that was a misplay. He should have been there a long time ago.
6-10 as the dust settles, and the game. Look at the gold graph here. Absolutely crazy change of momentum. 1,000 the advantage for DK suddenly turns itself into an excess of 2,000 going the other way. Invictus Gaming pulls ahead in terms of experience as well. And, you know, right now, this is going to be a big problem Burning faces. When you opt to go Shadowblade like this, and usually you'll see BKB be the next item choice after that, but he's going to be very vulnerable to a lot of the shutdown spells that IG has. Going to be vulnerable to Fiend's Grip, going to be vulnerable to Open Wounds, of course RP, to say nothing of Light Strike Array. There's a lot that IG has, and now this has the potential to be very ugly as we see the Infest now under Ferrari. He's going to look to land another RP as it's fresh off of cooldown.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh, if he gets 1, there's the Infest out. They're going to be able to clean up the Bat. Bat will be brought down. They're going to get Gyro as well. And to be honest, that's 2 free kills, and they may even be able to pursue 1 out with the movement speed of YYF. And yeah, he's going to catch him. There's the Demonic Purge, but Fiend's Grip guarantees the cleanup. 13-6, and I'll tell you what's scary there is that actually didn't go all that well. He only got the 1, but there was absolutely nothing DK could do about it.
Well, like I said, it really depends on the RP. They might even waste it on 1 Batrider, and it will totally be worth it if they kill him before anything happens, because this Batrider was the first pick. This is the first pick hero. And if you take it down, like it hasn't even been a pick, then what's the point of this first pick hero? They're not utilizing it. Of course, they did get some kills on Okay, they got one kill, I think, on the lone druid at the bottom lane, and then the next kill was a Bane Elemental who bought back and got the situation
Yep.
back by killing everything else. So yeah, it hasn't been utilized that much. Another thing that I want to talk about is this Gyrocopter with Lothars. It's a good item on a Gyrocopter, but there are faults in it. I've seen this fight before.
Here we go. They're going to grab So. Isn't enough. They've got the whole team there. Here comes the call down. Disruption is there as well. So just tanking through the majority of this damage. He will be cleaned up, but not before the roots there. Now here comes Magnus. Magnus doesn't have RP for 20 seconds. And Tinker finally adding something to the fight. YYF engages, open wounds on QQQ. He'll be cleaned up. Bat's about to drop as well. Burning has nowhere to go. Little bit of lag, little bit of stutter. Doesn't matter. We're going to see Laguna Blade more than enough to clean up a nearly dead Burning. 7-17. And definitely felt Tinker's presence a lot more in that fight, as you had mentioned, Puppy. The idea that he just has not felt all that omnipresent on the map or in these fights, and should be cleaned up here. He doesn't have enough mana. There's the skewer, open wounds. Super, going back to the base in a body bag. 18 minutes in, 18 kills on the board, all of them belonging to IG. DK with just 7, and this game already beginning to feel like it's slipping away.
Alright, so the BKB on Gyrocopter, it really matters the most. There's a difference between why I think Europeans play Gyrocopter more, is that I think that they kind of enjoy the hero much more, and they think that it's a good counter against PL, and they just know the power. I don't know, some players just know the power of this hero, and they understand that it does not matter what you do with this hero, because he just needs one item to deal damage.
Right.
He literally does need one butterfly to deal damage. With one butterfly, he can deal a lot of damage. But you need to get to that butterfly. So you just go phase boost BKB. You just go phase boost drums BKB and you're useful. But if you start yourself out with buying, let's say, if you already start with a Claymore and Trance, you're already wasting items on things that are making you not utilizable. Okay, kill on Super, solo kill probably.
Yep. Ferrari cleans him up. Before, I want to hear your thoughts, Puppy, but we're going to go ahead and reconnect because you've kind of gone Robo mode. I was hoping it would...
Robo mode?
Yep, you are Robo. Yep.
Dire's structures
So we'll get him right back on the call. I was hoping it would clean itself up, and it usually does. It did earlier. So 1 second, we'll get Puppy right back on the call. And hopefully all will be clear. Welcome back. Are you there?
Yup, I'm here.
So much better. See, Robo, as awesome as Robo Puppy is, clear voice, awesome dropping knowledge bombs Puppy is so much better.
Anyway, what was trying to put out, this Bane Elemental and the Snakes, this Magnetar, all these heroes, only Lone Druid can do something against this BKB Gyrocopter early game. And what they should have done was probably let the Tinker go in, do double march, and everybody hits the tower. That's all they could have done. And they did not do it because they don't have BKB on Gyrocopter. They have a split push type of lineup. And yes, Gyrocopter with Lothars, he can split push. He literally can. He can be very strong. Tinker can split push. But I haven't seen that happen because IG is not an easy team to play against. I think you cannot underestimate a team like IG and go Lothars and think everything will be fine. You just can't.
DD picked up on Ferrari. That's going to be all the catalyst they need to take a shot at Roshan. Rosh already down to 3/4 health. Not a single tier 1 tower remains standing for DK, so their methods to get there going to be rather limited. And yeah, they don't have any vision here. The counter warding came out just moments ago from IG. The gem was freshly picked up on Ferrari. He's added a Vanguard to his inventory as well. Very mid-game centric item, so IG showing that they're ready to try and take a win very, very soon. Burning has picked up that Ogre Club on the way to his BKB, but I completely agree with you, by the way. That's, you know, as soon as I noticed that it was going to be a Shadow Blade pickup on him, I kind of talked a little bit about it. The idea that, yeah, it gives you some mid-game fight potential, but you're going to be very susceptible to all of the ways IG has to shut you down.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the Gyrocopter and his early presence of so much damage on the Rock Barrage, whatever.
Close enough.
And the idea is that he would be very fast. The drums, the phase boots, it makes him kind of hard to kill. And when he gets BKB and he's super fast, he can get himself in a good position where he can just run in and start hitting the heroes that really need to be taken down. And of course Bane Elemental is going to ultimate him. But it's much more better to ultimate the Gyrocopter than to ultimate the Tinker. Because the Tinker cannot... Like, it's always a situation when you're playing like chess. You're giving away one hero to do something else with the other. It's always going to be like this. But if your hero does not need to be taken down, and it's pretty much taken down by AoE spells, then you're not doing anything.
Speaking of taken down, tier 2, bottom, gonna be the latest tower destroyed. Want to point out again, by the way, look at this. All 3 tier 1s still up on the side of IG.
Somebody look at this. All tier 3 towers. Or tier 1s.
But
Somebody look at this.
yeah, I mean, it's...
I know you're already looking at these towers. Somebody look at this. Tier 1 tower up. Somebody look at this. Tier 2 tower. Somebody look at this.
But 19-7 at 22 and a half.
Split push, though, it has started top.
Well, it's about...
It has started.
About time, I think. Burning may be able to put a little bit of pressure on, but he's got it's basically full tower. Bat Rider's up there with him, but I don't think IG cares. Looks like they're happy to just go ahead and take a shot at a tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Armlet has been finished on Laundry.
Armlet done on 2 heroes now. YYF. Druid plus Zibear. Phase boots up on the bear as well. Aegis up on Zoe. They're going to trade a tier 1 for a tier 2. Not always optimal, but at least they finally do bring a tower down. 23 minutes in, they get their first tower. March, got to keep them away from the tier 3 at least momentarily, but IG still building on that lead in a big way. Coming up on 10,000 gold difference, 10,000 experience in excess of, I should say, 10,000 experience in their camp. So what, if anything, at this point, Puppy, can DK do to get themselves back into this game?
They can easily outfarm the enemy right now. I mean, not easily, but they can do it.
Right.
It's definitely doable because whatever you say, Gyrocopter, Tinker, Batrider, and who else? No, nobody else. Doesn't matter. All these heroes are really strong against entering base.
Yep.
You can't enter their base because they will kill you. They have so much spells that are not ultimates. Flag Cannon, March, and Batrider fire spells and like Flame Break. These spells are so good, and they're not even ultimates. They can use them every 15 seconds, and you're wasting a lot of time by being there. And Tinker can start split pushing already, and you're gonna lose the map control, which means you're losing the farm. So it's not gonna be beneficial to them. But if they pick off any hero, they will already start killing the tower, and we're gonna see this happening right now. Batrider. Count your lucky stars, man. Your blink dagger. Look. Blink dagger!
Oh, what a cancel! Out of the Magnus. Now they're going to spot out Burning, and they're just going to get Burning for free. Yes. Much better pick off anyway. And now they're going to get MMY because, hey, Fiend Script, no problem. See you in the base, Bane. Or see you in the base, Lesh. Courtesy of Bane. That was a great play by the Bat Rider, an even better play out of Ferrari, canceling it. And then Burning just goes, nope, here's a free one.
Yeah, it didn't work out good for them. I think they should not protect the hero that can get away himself. They should not protect them.
It's a very nice maxim. You guys can take into your matchmaking games. Don't protect the hero that can protect himself.
No, you don't need to protect heroes that are very strong, like Anti-Mage with BKB and Manta Style, and the enemy has nothing. Like they only have Lina stuns and Bane ultimates and stuff like that.
Right.
If you don't need to protect the Anti-Mage because they will probably go on you instead.
Right. Take a look at Lifestealer. He's getting fat in a hurry. He's got a Reaver, so he's got a lot of health. And here we go. RP gonna catch just the bat. There's a root as well. Poor Bat Rider. No! The counter initiation. Lots of damage done. Faith gonna be the first to drop. They catch the call down, and now IG forced out. They got the bat and took away what would have seemed to have been the initiation advantage in DK's favor, but instead, very nice counter initiation out of DK, and they managed to hold the tier 3s.
Well, I think if the disruption would have hit on Batrider, it would have been a very, very cost efficient for them, not for IG. IG would have lost everything because the point is that they lost a gem right now. They lost a gem out of the Batrider. I think Ferrari has it. Yes, Ferrari has it. I think it's their gem, pretty sure, because the Batrider had it. Or no, they have a new one? I'm not really sure what happened then. If they didn't take the gem, then I guess it's fine. The buyback was just a buyback. You know, regular Xiao 8 buyback. Another Blink Dagger, and QQQ gets
Force
taken.
stabbed, actually. And
He'll waste their time if they can't. Nope.
Lena says, nope, we're that's a kill. We're making sure that happens, Lena. G-1 prompts the cries of KS coming out of YYF, but as is 23-8, and IG very nearly tripling up their opponents now. The gold continues to arc downwards, 12,000 to the advantage of IG, the experience at 15,000, and you kind of get the impression, I mean, DK just seems to have a hard time coming out of their base, let alone finding any way to try and stop the bleeding in terms of gold.
Well, you can think that because IG actually plays really well. If IG makes a little mistake, the Battery will take them and they will lose the map control instantly. So it's very easy to think that because you see the whole minimap, but it's actually very hard to play how they play.
IG making it look easy for us. Now rattling their saber back in mid. Looks like they might be ready to group up for what they hope will be one of a final push. YYF has added the heart to his inventory now. The Maelstrom is done on the bear, so once again we see Armlet Maelstrom, the order of the day for our lone druid. Blink Dagger on Bane, he showed that off to us earlier on, picking off the Shadow Demon. There we go. Bear just going to rush the hill. March of the Machines, not doing nearly enough damage. YYF's locked down, now he's going to rage. And just laying into the tower. And they're going to have the luxury of backing out. Now, Faith actually took more damage there than just about anyone else, but with that Heart of Tarask in his inventory, he can just fall back, heal up, and get ready to rush the tower again along with the bear.
I think the bear took the most damage because he died.
Well, that too. But
Spirit Bear. That's why he's called the Spirit Bear. Comes back from the living.
Good guy, Spirit Bear. Happy to buy time for his teammates. But back to, and they're actually going to fall back here. I thought they would just try to start sieging the tier 3s, but instead, IG...
No, they can't. They literally can't. Because I think Tinker has a buyback, they know that, and the Tinker will just keep on lasering the bear. And if there is going to be any situation, I think the Battery will take the Nakes into 2 towers, 2 tier 4 towers of the base of Radiant. But there's always a Magnetar. You always gotta know that, but there's always a Shadow Demon, and there's always a Gyrocopter with BKB now, so the BKB Gyrocopter changed a lot.
And IG now moving back in. We're gonna see Face spot out. Oh wow, he manages to get them both. There's the skewer. He may RP. Doesn't even need to. Disruption's there. But double kill. That's 2 down. They're down for 30 seconds. Buybacks are not going to be available to either of them. So they're down for the count. And let's see if they want to push off of it.
They still can't push, trust me. The 3 main heroes that are going to stop the push are there.
IG unable to capitalize on the ganks as you so.
They capitalize by farming. You can't stop that. Sean is like, okay, where's the Ancients? God damn it, they're not here. Okay, I'll wait. My mech is already done. I don't even need these Ancients.
Take a look at the net worth tab. We can see sitting on top is going to be our Lifestealer. He's got 18,000, 10,000, 10,000 for the Lone Druid, the Magnus, respectively. Burning, sitting in 4th position. Top 3 all belonging to one team, then 3 afterwards. But so far as the support items, I thought Lena, could have swore Lena was on her way to a mech. It might be on the way to her now. Yeah, it is. So mech is going to be complete on G-1. Ferrari has added an ultimate orb to his inventory, so he's even tanking up as he goes up his item tree. Faith still just sporting the Blink Dagger, so on and so forth. Back to the bear. Let's see. So it's got about 2,600 gold. He may just bank it, but for right now, what would be your item choice if you were in Zoe's shoes?
I'd go for the Cuirass. I think the point about their lineup is really killing the Raxes and towers really fast, and Cuirass enables that very easily.
Roshan gonna be fresh off a spawn, and DK nowhere near the neighborhood. They managed to hold out and keep their tier 3s up through 1 Aegis. Let's see if they can do it through 2, but almost no doubt IG will be getting this uncontested. Yeah, I mean, not even trying to move out there right now. The map control division almost entirely on the side of IG, and this time it will be going on to the Lifestealer, so YYF are going to be the big bruiser.
Gonna be the big boy.
And we'll see.
So,
go ahead.
Last push? Last push or not?
Would seem to be so. I'm afraid to say so in case I'm wrong again. But,
oh, come on. No, nobody's wrong here.
Exactly. And now, YYF going to lead the charge. He and the Spirit Bear, brothers in arms, laying into the tower. And they're going to have to do something about this. Damage is coming out fairly well out of the gyro now. Not the best in the world, but it's enough to ward him off. The BKB, as you mentioned, a very clutch item. The fact that he can now survive through and be counted on to hang around the periphery of these fights without just being single targeted down. March of the Machine certainly going to help at that tower, already down to about a quarter health. And here we go. Lasto's going to grab a creep. Holy crap. There's an RP to skewer them back. Oh, wow. That should be Burning cleaned up. They're going to do a lot of damage before he does drop. But with Burning gone and YYF now re-engaging on the left track, he's got an Aegis, so he doesn't afraid of anything. And he just lassoed a creep. Holy crap. It took a minute for my brain to register that. Like, I saw it, and I just wanted... It's like I had to hit reboot to make sure I was actually seeing what I thought I saw.
Yeah, I think this fight would have went a little bit differently if he would have not gotten a creep.
You think?
I didn't see who he wanted to take, but it doesn't really matter. I think that hero would have died, and he would not have used spells and stuff. But, you know, whatever happens, happens.
I think he was going for Ferrari. Maybe.
Yeah, if he would catch Ferrari, it would be really good.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Now we're going to see the mech coming back up. YYF with a 3/4 full health bar after healing up under the Heart of Tarask. Mech certainly helps. And are they actually going to back here? They're going to back and take an Ancient stack, I guess, just to heal up for the moment. Homing Missile, donk. But, doesn't matter.
Well, they are gaining items all the time. 5k gold on YOF already.
Take a look at the buyback. Gyro cannot buy back, neither can the Bad Rider. So
Yeah, they already used them.
this is likely to be one of their last stands. They get the tier 3, fall back.
Well, they're waiting for the RP, which is true, and now they're going to siege once more.
RP off cooldown, just as we speak. Infest up in 2 seconds as well. Likely to see him infest in a Ferrari. Maybe. Nope. Just going to rush it on foot. They're both going to be caught. Bear, now here we go. There's the skewer back. And, oh, poor Bad Rider. Cleaned up again. Now the cooldown's going to catch a couple. Burning going to be focused down there. YYF just tanking through the damage. Enfeeble plus a root. And Burning cleaned up. No buyback on either of them. He's down and out. We're going to hear open wounds, but a disruption buys a little time. YYF able to clean it up with a few swipes. Magnus is
He's going crazy.
getting mad. Just getting mad.
He's waiting for the creeps. They want to infest. Come on.
And there are the creeps. And yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it. Just using urn charges. There's the infest. But as we see our first set of racks drop, still 35 seconds on Burning. We'll see if they just back. And yeah, just going to play it out stable. No, never mind. Thought they were going to head back. They're just going to rotate straight up to the top lane. YYF. Tanky as he is. He's got an Aegis. He's got 3,700 health. And he has got 2 very sharp hands full of claws. Or 2 hands full of very sharp claws. Probably the non-idiot way to say that. But now Magnus playing a little chest out. Faith going to be disrupted. He's going to skewer back an illusion, actually. They do get their second set of racks, and doesn't really matter at this point. 2 sets of racks down, this far behind. Don't know that they're going to have any chance to get back into it. Bad Rider trying to make something happen. They're going to get 1 kill at the very least. Here comes Gyro fresh back up. And even with the BKB, not nearly enough. Super's cleaned up. YYF plus Ferrari. Looking for Burning, not going to... Woo, thought he was going to dive. It still has his Aegis, by the way, but with 2 sets down, I think it's just about time to call this one as done so.
Yeah, Tinker died twice already, yeah. There's no way of coming back.
And Burning...
IG have 5 heroes pretty much in their base right now already.
Yep, there it comes. The GG's come out, and Invictus Gaming, living up to their reputation, making it 2 losses in a row here in Phase 3 of the G-1 Champions League Asia Qualifier. And, I mean, you got to be impressed. I mean, looking across Game 1 and Game 2 here, Puppy, what's your general theme? What are your general thoughts on why IG was able to beat DK so badly?
IG's better, but that's obvious. I'm not going to say it, but they are using their old strategies which work. They're using their nades, Lone Druid, Magnetar. They know what works, and they know it works. They're not going to try anything else. But I think people should start putting IG into a test. I think LGD International was one of the teams that started putting IG into their test, like going to hard lane, pressuring them literally on their hard lane, not letting the snakes get farmed and stuff, not letting them play their own game. And when you start doing that, you'll lose so many times, but at least you're doing it, and you'll find out a way soon enough. You're not gonna just stay behind and always farm up with your offlane Batrider and stuff. You're just gonna have to try until you figure out how to do it. But DK, I think they're a little bit of new-minded still, because I haven't seen them, win a LAN or anything, because they don't really know what's best for them. They hopefully will get better and start understanding that they have to take risks. And they did take a risk in game 1, but it was a strategy. A strategy is not that big of a risk, because if you know that it might work or not, you know the risk already. The risk is like 50-50 for them. But you must start pressuring your enemy in order to win them.
36 minutes, 31 seconds, the official game time, 38-12. The final kill score. IG rolls to an impressive 2-0 victory over Team DK. I'm Ayesee, joined by the man with the plan, the man with the knowledge, the man from Na'Vi, Puppy. Thank you so much for being a part of this